Hey guys, it's Merrick. I've got another gameplay commentary for you here today. This one I am yet again playing Planetside 2. This time I'm on TR with the MSWR. The MSWR is a great aggressive pushing LMG, but it's also not terrible in the longer ranges if you know how to use it and if you're good with burst firing. The rest of the loadout is relatively standard for me, with adrenaline shield, munitions suit, and anti-vehicle nade, along with running survivalist for that extra bit of survivability while trying to rotate around and try not to die. Jumping right into it though, we start our adventures off this time at Grey Heron Shipping. I ran around above ground and it looked like we had things pretty secure, but as soon as I got down to the underground portion, I saw there were a lot of people holding and just started trying to clear them out. Took a long range shot on this guy from immediately off the staircase and then just tried to look for an opportunity to push in and gain a bit more ground. I start to push up here. I think I could have just crossed to the left and gotten closer very quickly, but I was kind of expecting somebody to do a slow peek so I could pick them off. They didn't actually follow my script, unfortunately, so I just push up, I swing to the right to make sure that it's clear here, and then I'm able to catch that guy off guard. I'm also very close to the corner for this next person who throws a C4, but I don't actually manage to pick them off. I do get the next guy next to him though, and as I'm trying to continue working this corner, somebody does wrap around behind me. So I just run it back from spawn, but seems like on the drop down there's already people holding this angle, so I just do what I can to try to make sure I can pick this guy off. I wait for him at the long range, don't hit that shot, and then wind up pushing up as he's engaged with somebody else. Do manage to take him out, and then as I push in here, I get the push on that guy in the close right, but there's too many behind this box, and I was not really paying enough attention on the minimap to see if I could see them, so I just push into that and die. Running it back, it looks like the point might actually be clear, but then I see some people on the minimap, so I try to swing the corner quickly and catch them off guard. I pick up one guy as he's rezzing, and then as I swing this corner, I almost get denied a kill by a Max who blocks half my shots, but I do manage to take this guy out. From there, it seems like the fight is over, so I just redeploy going somewhere else. And well, I'm a simple creature. I see a containment site, I go to containment site. And once there, it takes me a little bit of running around before I start running into some people, but chasing them off at the minimap, I do eventually come up on the flank of somebody, clean him up from the side, and then continue pushing as I'm trying to clear them out. I get denied this kill by a teammate running between me and my target, and just push straight through point B to where I see some of them coming down the ramp into the point room. I do my best space carrot impression and just try to murder them through the tight angles that I can get from here. I engage somebody in the right doorway, but I see a resonate go off. I have to back off due to a fight with that guy. I check the left door to make sure I'm clear, but the guy who stood up immediately pushes me, so I have to clear him out, and I jump over to the left door, still worried that I'm about to get pushed through that, but as I see people pushing up and dying on the right door, I'm pretty sure that's where most of the pressure is, so I swing left and get a flank into the room to try to pick some of these guys off. I get a good engagement, although I'm a little inefficient with some of my bullets. I do run out of ammo before this last guy, and I try to commissioner him, but I'm just late on my pre-fire, and he swings out and kills me. By the time I run it back, they have been cleared off of B point, and we are now fighting from the two major staircases down into the underground section. I try to quick peek this corner, but there's too many people there, and I just die instantly. By the time I run it back again, they've been pushed off of that corner. I managed to run around one side of the staircase and try to flank onto the other one, but some of them are falling back up the staircase, and I just get caught out of position. A push comes through, and I get picked up. But as I'm trying to hold this downward ramp into the top of the containment site, I hold a half-decent position, although it kind of lacks rotate paths, and no sooner do I finally see somebody to shoot at, than does my game just fucking crash. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? But by the time I open the game and log back in, the fight at the containment site is unfortunately done, so I wind up having to head somewhere else, unfortunately. This leads me to Echo Valley, which is a point that is either hit or miss. The fights are either really good or completely overpopped, in which case they seem to be less than optimal. I push out of spawn and take a good look at my minimap trying to decide where I want to push from. Considering it looks like a strong point hold at the top of the stairs, I decide to go for the skinny staircase, and immediately disconnect yet again. Oh, come the fuck on! Mental health rapidly deteriorating, I tab out and check everything to see that I'm actually still connected to the internet. It's just Planetside at this point. It's alright though, I disconnect just long enough to catch a free death, and then I run it back and try to run back up skinny. I almost get murdered by a bunch of A to G from behind, and I'm only able to get one person on the staircase before this point seems to be mostly cleared out. Most of it was missed while I was disconnected, unfortunately. I run through the point, trying to see if there's anything else. I'm able to catch one guy off on the other side, and then I just keep pushing, hoping to see if there's anything else to make up for some lost time. I see some guys on the first floor, but I whiff every single shot and just outline all of them, and I try to make it out to the balcony to catch a few more people off guard. I get a good position, and I try to take some shots at somebody off the distance, and some fucking idiot stands between me and my target. I don't care. I'll fucking kill you. This is not the fucking time right now, dude. I don't know who you are, but this is not... I will fuck you up. Expertly keeping my calm through years of practice and iron discipline, I just instead head off to the next fight, which is at another containment site. I spawn at the ground level, and I manage to catch somebody off guard as I'm coming out of spawn, and then head downstairs and yet again catch somebody off guard as I'm heading into one of the points. I pick that guy off, and then I clear up point A, and as I'm heading into point B, I feel like there's going to be more people here. I think there is because I see a bunch of gunshots, but after I pick off the first guy, I realize the second one is just a sentry, and I just get very sad. I stay here for a little longer because every time I leave a point, it seems like it's getting capped, so I'm able to pick up another straggler before I realize that this point is actually just fucking abandoned. But keeping on to hope, I head upstairs, and I'm able to get a few people as I ascend the stairs that were not expecting me to be pushing. Continuing my momentum, I get a few more as I get up to the actual top floor, and then I just push them back out towards the Sunderer. As I get to the actual top floor, I see somebody running in through one of the gates, and that tells me there's a Sunderer out this way. I go to push and shoot this guy at a range, thinking he's the guy I was shooting at, but the light assault that actually was fighting me finally runs out of jetpack, drops down behind me, and that gives me a heart attack. I whiff every bullet out of absolute panic, but I managed to hit a body and a knife, which cleans it up, and totally was completely cool and controlled. I don't know where my hands went on that one, I don't want to talk about it. I peek back out and try to redeem myself, but just can't seem to hit these long-distance shots, considering I've barely used the Commissioner in recent time, so I go back to the MSWR, I get the cleanup, and then I realize that all the points downstairs have flipped yet again, so I head back inside. I kind of just no-brain shift W around a corner, expecting it to be kind of ghosted like it was earlier, but there's a few people waiting for me, and I just walk into an instant death. Running it back from the ground spawn, they've pushed up and are now holding the staircase, and I almost run into another free death, but I see this guy wrapping the server, so I try to wait for him. I do manage to pick off, and then I back up, expecting the next guy to come pushing up for me. He never really does, so after a brief reload, I head back down and push in farther. Though it seems that the people that had held this point before kind of just capped it and moved on, because I don't see anybody until I get on to point B, where I just wind up cleaning up one and then move on to point C. However, it looks like there was a fight at point C, but I just happened to miss it, as it seems like most of the people are cleared up by the time I get here. I do, however, still manage to find a few, while trying to sort this out fully, though. I begin to redeploy with an immeasurable amount of disappointment because of how the containment site fight went, but I see a few more people trickling in. I miss all the shots on the first one, but I catch this second guy off guard as he catches me off guard, and I complain quietly to myself about shotguns. I redeploy, and it seems like the other containment site is under assault by VS, so, as a simple monkey, I see containment site, I go to containment site. I wind up pushing out of the spawn with a large TR wave, clear up a guy on this first corner, and push all the way up to the point A. I went to go run on the point A, but I saw Max over the ledge, so I get the rocket and try to finish him off. I whiff the rocket as I step on a mine, and all hell breaks loose as I see somebody on my left, so I jump behind the server, but as I peek out to the right, there's more people there. I'm able to take out the two on the right, and I just cling to the server for dear life as somebody winds up flanking me. I do a small shuffle and do get the 180 before crouching behind the next server and just praying this one holds a little longer. I reload, but I don't heal and I don't let my shields regen, so when I peek this next guy, I just instantly die and have to do another run back. But as I try to run back out of the side, there's a handful of Maxes around this corner that are apparently convinced that our spawn shield is cherry flavored. However, finally having an actual fight at a containment site, I'm not going to be deterred so easily. So I take a very tight angle on this corner, and I just peek in and out, trying to bleed them out and see if I can't slowly make a footing to get out of here. We only have a minute left on the alert, but I figured there's nothing better to do than try to work my way through here and see if I can't rack up some kills in the process. I try to pre-fire this corner after seeing the Max through the window, but he is not so polite as to hold the corner and eat my rocket. Thankfully, a TR Max swings close and runs him down, so I just hold the doorway while the TR Max does his business. We push down the hallway, and I catch a few people that are trying to hold the vents as we push into the point room. As we go in from there, I'm able to get some kills on guys trying to hold the point room itself as we have people streaming in. Those guys streaming in are applying a lot of pressure, even indirectly, so I'm pretty much free to stand a little ways out from cover and take the shots. It would have been better, obviously, to stand directly next to cover, but I managed to rotate back before I died anyway, so it worked out. The continent's coming to an end, so I continue to push as hard as I can. I see some guys at long range, and I manage to pick up one, but I completely disregard my bullet count, and I exhaust my ammo before I can pick up the second. I pull out the commissioner, expecting somebody to push this next corner on me, but they don't, so I do actually have the time to reload before I continue this push. I whip a bunch of shots on somebody over the railing, but somebody stands up to my right, and I am able to secure the position of my group by taking him out. I wait for this guy to res, because I'm sure he's going to, and after a little bit of waiting, he absolutely does. So we're able to get that free pickup, and then I continue running around the containment site in a desperate last attempt to get any more kills, and I do manage to find one more person before we're forced to move on to Hassan. This takes us to Root House Distillery, where I get flanked as I'm running onto point. I see a guy on the minimap, and I'm able to take him out before flipping around and catching the guy who did actually chase me into point. From there, I do a little bit of rotating and don't see anything, and as I push up to spawn, I immediately get quad dinked and die instantly. As I go to run back from the Sunderer, we see the standard guy who sees a fight break out and pulls his lightning to try to immediately murder the Sunderer, only to ask then why Planetside is slowly dying and nobody's playing the game. We manage to kill him really quickly before pushing back onto point. I see a bunch of dead guys in the forward building, and I go to peek it, but remember that I just got quad dinked from the guy over that ledge, so I slowly try to take that corner, see he's not there, but I do pick up one as he's flying around the corner. From there, it looks like there's a push up skinny. I'm able to catch one off guard, and then I back off, but I re-peek without letting my shields regen. I do get the one, and I try to overcommit to take out a second, but there's more people in the background that I really wasn't prepared for, so I just fall over instantly. It's always a risk to peek without shields, but trying to take multiple kills without shields is just a greedy play that I really didn't need to make. I've got to start wrapping this session up though, and we're going to bring this to a close with 61 kills in 34 minutes. A lot of the fights tonight were feast or famine. Either there were just a few amount of people trickling in and getting cleaned up, or it was a whole lot of people and an actually decent fight. Unfortunately, this seems to be becoming more and more common, and it's getting a little bit harder to make videos. At least videos that are containing an adequate amount of kills or a decent KPM. But part of that is just a skill issue, as I have let my skills decay a bit. I can't seem to shake the bad habit of peeking without shields, and Ape Brain seems to prioritize trying to get kills over defensively repositioning and re-engaging again, despite the fact that I know that re-engaging is incredibly good. I might be able to get a second video out of this session, but for now, as always, let me know what you do like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what you think, so I can improve my videos moving forwards. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll see you guys next time.